Start doing some physical therapy or something. Oh, what? Oh my god. This is wild. This is so upsetting. This is what I mean. Like, it'd be better if he just passed in that moment. He is being tortured right now. Oh, guys, I can't. Ah, what? Kakashi, you're distracting. Whoa. Oh my god. Like, all of the atrophy. It's a weird thing to go back and forth to. Stop it right now. Did Kakashi just see him doing that? Oh! Yeah, he's like dreaming about going back to spending time with them and doing stuff like this. Honestly, he seems like he was a great kid, you know? Aww. Whoa. The hair's growing in. Oh no. What's gonna happen? Oh shit. No. Are we about to see what happened to her? Oh! Oh! Oh my... Ah! That's kind of like what happened when he fought against Minato. Is he gonna see what happened? Oh, why don't you wear my body? No way. Guys, what? Toby. They're helping him. Toby's a good boy. Oh my god, what the fuck? Did I just pop my nail off? It has like such a different meaning to me now. Everyone's always been saying that shit, and it's like, yeah, Toby's a good boy, but like, this is fucking crazy. How can this show be so good? Who the hell said that Shippuden falls off after the pain arc? You are fucking mad. That's wild. Probably none of you here, but wow. This is so unbelievably good. So good. They're helping him potentially help them. Yeah, my nail's falling off now. Wait, I want to see the good... Where are you? This is wild. They're very interesting creatures. He's a good boy. Are we gonna get to see what happened? Are we gonna get to see what happened? Or am I gonna have to wait? Whoa. Oh my god, he's going outside. What if we break it? What if we break it though? What happens? Are you awake? Oh my god. Wait, does that mean he owns that now? Does he know what's about to happen? It's like a clone of me. God, what the fuck? It's giving me alien vibes. Like, It's so weird. Oh. Oh, pick one. Okay. Okay.
今のリンとカカシの状況は
だとかなりヤバいみたいだよ。
I'm scared.
霧隠れの実験体がどうこうとか言ってるけど僕
実験体
とにかくリンもカカシも数十人にかな凄腕の常人や暗部みたいのばっかだ。
How do they get in this situation?
湊先生は何してる
Yeah.
誰？
は何してるって聞いてんだ
なんか別の任務中みたいだね。
こんな時に
How many are around?
カカシ頼むぜ
はあ、
お前は約束してくれたリンをなんとか守ってくれ俺ももうすぐ駆けつける
から戦闘になる。その前に少し言っときたいんだけど。
なんだ
ふい、さらに今は君の傷ついた小さな子って保護してるって感じだから。
Right. Right.
だからなんだよ
Can you,
戦闘は僕
if I do all the fighting?
マダラも言ってただろ発揮するって戦場には俺と対になる車輪ガンの
If they band together, they could help.
やつとのリンを守る
Yeah, but how do you think they're gonna react if you just show up and and just randomly start working with Kakashi? That's wild. Yes. Senju and Uchiha powers combined. I have no idea what to prepare for right now.
どうやら
行くぞ
Oh my god. What the hell?
なんだこれ
That was terrifying.
もう少し
Oh my god, is she gonna die? Is this where she dies? What was that? Wait. Is this real? What? Did that just happen? What? To get her? What? Oh!
一体ここは
奴はなんだバカがたった一人で
認めるかこんなもの
What the fuck?
今のは食べてやるもんか
ちぎりの里をなめるなよ
Oh, okay. Oh! Oh, fuck. He awoke. He is, oh, okay. Run. Why are they after her? This OST, stop it! He's passing through all of them! Fuck!
との差し木の術を君がマダラに選ばれた理由
That's what that is? Shit. Oh, he's so mad. Fuck. Okay. Huh?
なんだあいつは
Yikes. Masked debut. For sure. god. そうか。
俺は地獄にいる。
Now I can watch this? Okay. If I can. I can't focus on anything right now after seeing that. I can't close my mouth. This show is really fucking good, guys. Yeah. Let's see. That was fucking wild. He snapped. He lost it. Guys, that jump scare.
なんだあいつは。
He like beat that guy's face in. Oh my god. It was a massacre. He completely annihilated all of them. I can't. This show is so fucked up. The sounds! The way that it turned blood red. The music coming in. It's raining blood. Oh my, this fucking image right here is so peak. This is unbelievable.
地獄にいる。
Oh my god. How many times have I said that today? What else am I supposed to say? This is so good. It's such a masterpiece. I really love this whole show. Naruto, Shippuden. Look at that. So that's how he has the mango, because of her death. I am so confused. Why did Kakashi do that? Kakashi had his mango unlocked at the same time. And does that mean it's the same eye and they were there and they witnessed the same moment? Is it because that Kakashi was in proximity of Obito and Obito saw it happen? Because Obito unlocked his mango? Does that mean it automatically happened for Kakashi? Or did it happen for Kakashi because it pained him just as much in that moment to do that to her that it did for Obito to watch it? They both got hit with the same pain. Oh my fucking... It has no correlation to the fact that they were in the same area at the same time. Obviously, they saw the same event and it affected them in the same way. But it's not because Obito unlocked it. Kakashi also unlocked it at the same time. Because I wasn't sure if Kakashi had the ability to, because he's not an Uchiha. Oh my god, not me trying to just pull lore out of my ass in moments like this. Yeah. Oh my god. Obito could see the images Kakashi could see. Is that what was happening? That was wild. The fact that they were close definitely helped. And they were after her, so the proximity played a part, did it? Where is that visual? I need to know, like, Kakashi, what was going on? Like, what made him do that? I thought that it was going to be an accident. It looked like that was intentional. What? This is devastating. Yes, 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 yes.
車輪が俺と上だ。
Hi, 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 hi. Where does it happen? Did I already miss it? The breathing. Oh my god. Why were they after her? What's going on? This is traumatizing. That is really cool how they did that.
なんだこれ。もう少し。もう少しだ。
Right through the heart, you guys. No. Why did he have to do that? Oh, Kakashi, what the fuck? With his own hand. What? He couldn't even catch her or let her have a soft landing?
くそやられたせっかく苦労して手に
What is going on? Do we learn very soon? No. What the fuck does that mean? What did Obito do after? Did Kakashi just wake up and see blood and just dead bodies everywhere? The massacre that was Obito's fury that he rained down upon all of them? Did Kakashi just wake up in that? Man! Or wouldn't have Obito then gone to Kakashi? Do you know what I mean? Why didn't he? Oh my god, and the title is I'm in Hell. Where am I? Oh yeah, I'm in hell. Okay. Yikes. Massive yikes, guys. These episodes today were some of the best parts of this entire damn series. The payoff is insane. I feel like we've been building up to a lot of these moments. I can't do that. That eye is looking at you guys. It's looking at me. I can't do it. I don't know if I can do that either. That's really intense. Guys, my nail came off. It's hanging on from that. I don't think I was breathing. I love how they animated that. Obito, because he has caused a lot of death. And it's devastating. The first time he leaves, he saw that. The first time he escapes that prison, I don't know how many years he's been in there at this point, but he's been recovering, going through physical therapy. The first time he leaves, the whole reason that he was working hard to begin with was to join them. First fucking time he's out of that prison, this happens. She dies, he awakens his Mangyakyo, and then he just absolutely slaughters. I don't even know how many people were there. 100 people? I don't know. A lot. He just murdered all of them. Obito is such an unfortunate child. That is one good way to put it. I'm trying really hard to think of what kind of words to use to describe it. And yeah, it is very devastating. Guys, I have more sympathy and understanding and like I feel upset on his behalf more than Kabuto and everything we learned about Kabuto in the last batch of episodes. I understand Kabuto and what happened with him, but I don't like him. I'm telling you guys, and I keep telling you guys, he's my least favorite character. So even though we learned about his backstory, I understand what led him to make certain choices, and it was nice to see his backstory. I wasn't suddenly like, oh, I like him now. No, that will never happen with Kabuto. But with Obito, I'm having mixed feelings with him. I just think he's a really well-written character, actually. Yeah, I can't stop looking at him. It's freaking me out. I'm gonna have to change it. He's a villain. You don't have to love him. No, here's the thing. I love when you love to hate a villain. That's when it's satisfying. When there's a villain that's so good, you love to hate him. Kabuto is not that. He's just fucking annoying. He's not the kind of villain I love to hate. He actually pisses me off. That's what that is. That's the difference there. Okay. I'm gonna try and watch this ED again because I couldn't focus. And you know what? This song is growing on me too. I like it. So we went from Uchiha to Uchiha. Dude, we went from the ED where it was focused on Sasuke and Itachi. Now it's focused on Obito. That is so upsetting. What the hell? Oh yeah, I like this ED. The next episode is mixed, and I can watch the OP. Is it mixed because it transitions into the filler that happens next? Do we see what happens immediately after? I can watch the OP now too if I want. I kind of do. It connects to what's coming. Oh, I kind of want to watch it now. I have so many questions. It's like, why fucking not? Why not? One more? And I'll watch the OP. Yes! Yes, you guys. Yes. Okay. Damn, you guys. That'll be cool because then it'll also tease what's coming. I can't end here. Stopping at this massacre. Oh my God. This is so good. So good. Oh, I cannot wait to see this. Yes. 346. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I need to know what happens immediately after. So let's dive in. And also, yeah, I'm excited to see this. I think this might be in my top 5 so far for openings, just because of the vibes of the song. So I'm really looking forward to seeing the visuals. Oh, Itachi, Kabuto. Oh, wow. The Kages! Itachi! Kabuto! Sasuke! Oh, that's cool. Oh! I'm obsessed! Oh my god, I loved that. I loved that. Okay. Oh my god, okay. Okay, yeah, we're heading back into pain. Is he walking to... Oh, here we go. Is he in a puddle of blood? He walked through him. Oh my god. You can't touch her? Oh.
なんだって思い通り死んだ人だって生きてることにできる
勝者だけの世界平和だけの世界愛だけの世界を作る
もう一度君のいる世界を作ろう
Whoa.
俺がこの世の因果を断ち切るそのために帰ってきた
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we didn't do anything to Kakashi.
誰にも見られてはいないだ
Uh-huh.
見てたのは僕だけ皆殺しにしちゃったから大丈夫
Okay.
ただカカシだけはやる気なかったみたいでもカカシは何が来た時誰が敵をってわめいてたし
Jeez.
かつての仲間だけに
どうでもよかっただけだこの世にあいつが生きていようが死んでいようがもうどうでもいいこれから作る世界に銀も俺に夢の世界の作り方を教えてくれまだら
もう礼はいらんこっちへ来い今日からお前が救世主だ
Okay, yeah.
俺の目を見ろ
Whoa.
ここは俺の現実の中だ
Okay.
俺の意志を投影して何でも作り出せ
Wow.
コントロールすることも力を借りている分広く細かく何でもできるそん
Oh.
な風にな
Oh.
ページ通りの世界を想像するそこに全ての人を現実にかけて術の規模を目の代わりに月を使って大きくしたものが夢の世界
Yeah.
話がでかすぎてまだよく
するにはまず陸道仙人と十尾からだな
十尾ってのは神話の生き物じゃねえのか
Oh, wow. It's a massive mural.
世界に散らばる美獣は陸道仙人が十尾の力を
話本当だって証拠はあるのかよ
ある
Oh.
を手にした後それを傷口に移植していた俺当初
あー
は何も起こらなかった
Okay.
しかし寿命リンネガンが開眼したのだ
Whoa.
しかしそれは同時にある封印を解くことにもなった
The undoing of a certain seal.
十尾の抜け殻を封印石からな
That's what he has, the husk of the 10 tails. So he's what's left of it. Wow. He awoke his onions right before death. This is very interesting.
十尾の
The
抜け殻
husk.
を封
Okay.
印石から
10
な
tails from a seal stone.
十尾の抜け殻
Wow. Okay.
俺はそれを下道魔像と呼ぶ
Ghetto
そしてそ
statue.
の封印石はつ
Oh. Sorry. You just casually said that about the moon? Sorry. The seal stone. The moon is a stone? The seal stone is what we know as the moon. Okay.
月と呼ばれているものだ。体を触媒にして柱間の細胞を培養したのがこれ。つまりこれが人造人間、柱間のクローンだとも言う。
Okay.
内波と千住両方の力を持っていなければ海岸線、千住の細胞がくっついている。
Right.
リンネガンが海岸線、画像は扱えるようになるだ。
Okay.
見えた？あの赤髪のやつの目。
Oh, I was about to say it's raining. This is giving me a little bit of PTSD from the Rain Village. And okay, here we are. The redhead's eye. So oh, it's gonna take me a minute to make that.
以外に口寄せできる唯一の人物なのさ。
Okay. Oh, we got Black Zetsu here now.
マダラの言った通り、
Win him over.
手なずけて。どうするつもり？
正面から行くだけだ。
Okay.
ちょっともっと作戦。
そんなものはいらん。
So when do we paint this?
お前に内波の禁術、ヨートンの術を教え
The Shadow and Light style jutsus, yes. My god.
こいつが俺の意志を入れた。
I've implanted my will in that one? Oh.
劣化はしているが、こやつらはお前の駒として使える。
Using Shadow and Light jutsu. Oh, what? Another reveal. Okay. Okay. Casually, let me just put my will into this thing.
これも劣化はしているがな。引用トンで作ったこやつらはお前の駒として使え
As
る。
your soldiers.
あの黒い棒は俺の意志を形として作ったものだ。
Okay.
あれは陸道の術の時に
Okay. Oh shit. Did he do all that? And then he's like, I'm gonna go die now. What? And then he's like, bring me back later. Deuces. What?
俺が復活、お前が。
No fucking way.
内葉マダラだ。マダラ？
Wow.
あの内葉マダラの名前を語るってことは犯罪者か。ただのバカか。
Yeah, his smirk that he gave.
何のつもりで俺たちに近づく。
リンネが。
The voice is different now.
海岸したものを正しく導くのがされた使命。
The voice changed. What? How?
リンネが海岸したものを正しく導くのが我々組織に託されたし。
僕の目のことを知っているのか。
お前はこの世の安定を夢見た。陸道仙人の意志が転生した里が光を浴び、お前らの小国の里は必ず影がある。勝者という概念がある以上、敗者は同じくして存在。意志が戦争を起こし、愛を守るために憎しみが生まれ、因果関係にあり。
My God, he's preaching exactly what Mazda preached to him. Oh, the cycle! The cycle! Yo! This is wild. Yamato mimicked Sasori's voice to the start of Shippuden. They can change voices, so that's what they're doing. This is insane. And that is so cool because there's only one Black Zetsu, it's the half, and that is Mazda's will that he left behind. And then he basically unplugged himself from the juice, the Wi-Fi network. He completely detached, he unplugged and just withered away, fully trusting that Obito has the ability to do all of this. Cycle of hatred. This is crazy. I mean, I'm very impressed.
関係にあり切り離すことはできん。本来はな。だが、勝者だけの世界、平和だけの世界を作ることもできる。 我々が協力すればそのやり方をその力をお前が手にした時すぐにでもお前らの世界が成就する。
Wow.
さあ
そんなことはできない。俺たちをリとは都合が良すぎる。相手の痛みを知り同じように涙を流せて初めて本当の世界へ近づける。
Oh my gosh!
同じ
This
よう
writing!
復讐か。
いや
No. That's, yeah.
理解し合う。
綺麗事を口にするな。
行くぞコナン、長門。こいつらは信用できない。
Bro.
二度と俺たちに近づくな。
毎日同じ時間にここにいる。
Okay.
お前もいずれ
Just like I did. I realized it too. When the one thing I wanted was stripped away from me. Yeah, okay. Oh.
この村の用心棒さ、立ち去
I
れ。
can't believe those are Montada's eyes. There's so much I'm processing right now. Oh man, it's nice to see these characters again.
近づけない。
動けば口差しよこの村には一歩たりとも入れさせ
She
ない
has probably one of the
もう諦めな
coolest
さい
jutsus in the entire show.
雨のせい
今だ。ごめん。半蔵の手下か。
Oh wow.
額当てはしてるけど手下ってわけじゃねえ。でもいつか俺たちも世界をと思ってる。
要は半蔵の猿真似ってわけか。
この里に平和をもたらす。暴力じゃなく話し合いでな。
里は大国の。そいつらが争い続ける。
I feel like he has shadows of Naruto in him a bit, you know what I mean? Secretly wish for peace. We must, what did he say? We're fighting to change the way of thinking. Yeah, what he's preaching really is giving me Naruto. It's giving. It's really cool. I love it. It makes me like him even more.
いいか。わらは一本本集まればものすごく。
He doesn't have that talk no jutsu though. And we're in the rain.
演説下手ね
You're bad at making speeches. Stop,
命ま
wait.
で奪うつもりはねえ。
The show is just reminding us that this isn't Naruto. Completely different character.
とっとと失せろ。
He's
俺たちが
blushing.
また襲わない
That's
保証はね
cute.
えぜ。
お前たちが諦めて話し合うまで何十回でも何百回でもだ。ただし
I love this. I feel like I've hardly seen any
覚悟しておけ。
part of his character.
引き上げるぞ。
お前さっき子供をかばったろ。礼を言うぜ。俺たちも戦争孤児だ。
He wanted to share that to try to understand each other through pain and through experiencing the same thing.
急にやってきてこの村を守らせてくれたなんて。この里から
That's
戦は
what?
なくなりゃしない。何も変わりゃしな
Yeah,
い。
it is really cool they added this backstory.
どうやら少しは変わりそうだぜ。
どうにも半蔵のやり方が生ぬるい気がして里から抜けた忍びたちだ。だがこんなすれっからしの人生にも嫌気がさしてきたとこだった。一回やり直してみてそんな気がしてきた。だからといって今更半蔵のものを射程にしてくれ。
Oh my god.
何？さっきあんた。
射程はダメだ。
As comrades. What the fuck? Are you trying to win me over? What's
俺
happening?
はヤヒコ。
かき集めるならこの足に任せてくんな。
Oh,
だったらこの里で
fast legs.
ここと同じ。
This is cute. Okay.
ヤヒコ。
We should name our group. It is.
人数も増えたし、いずれ必要になる。
We need a name. Nagato was the one. He was like, we need a name. That's funny.
なら暁。この国は戦争にだからこそ俺たちはこの国をいやこの世界を変える暁になる。
いい名前だわ
暁ここに決戦。
As they're looking at the rising sun. But man, I feel like it turned into a dark thing. A new dawn. Yeah, but it's kind of sad. Like the way that something starts and then how something changes over time and shifts from what it was originally planned to be. I mean, this is a beautiful thing. They all have hope in their eyes. They want to create a new world. Yeah, Obito twisted it into a terrorist organization, and I remember Conan being really upset with that. That last moment we had with her in that battle, she was upset and she was saying stuff like that. We created this. You did not. It was ours. That's sad. Oh my god. Their first little robes.
なんかあっという間にでかくなってきたな。
Cool.
ヤヒコの夢に共感したんだよ。みんな本当は戦いに疲れ切ってたんだ。
He's the kind of person you would want to follow.
コナンは
さっき外に出てったけど。
なんで
さあ。
Oh?
これって
Into?
コナンの。
What happened? Oh?
背景コナン様。あなたを一目見た時からこれって
ラブレターだね。
一応伺いたく裏のテラスにて待ち続けそう。まさかコナンそこに行ったのか。
さあ。
What? Go.
ヤヒコ、何か用事があるんじゃない？
あ、そうだ。トイレ。
What the fuck? What is this? This is cute. Not Nagato being like such an amazing wingman. I will never forget that flashback that we got where Conan, when they were having that moment where she was I think she was bandaging him, and then they just started getting closer and closer. Bro was outside allowing them to like have a moment. I was gonna bring it up, like I wonder if he's asking where she is because he's got a crush on her. That was really, really cute. Oh my god, that is funny. Oh. Guys, this is cute. Yeah. She's gonna deny. Yeah, yeah. She's probably. Yeah. I love how she says their names.
暁の夢を叶えるまで恋愛なんてしてる暇はないって言ったのよ。そうでしょ?
I mean, guys, come on, she's beautiful. Help me out with some training really fast. Why? To distract from the awkward moment? They're cute. And there he is, the third wheel. Oh my gosh. I loved that. I'm glad that we got the completion of the terror that happened with Obito and how we got that information about Madara's eyes, what Black Zetsu is, where Madara's real onions are. We're having a moment with them. It's beautiful. Oh man. Wait, hold on, guys. Pause. First of all, that episode was amazing. But I'm just trying to comprehend that Toby, Madara, all of that shit, that's Obito. And so Obito fought his sensei. He fought Minato. That was Obito. Obito for the Oscar. Nah, I think he just locked in hard. He locked in. But I'm trying to remember every like conversation, everything he's ever done. He has come across Kakashi several times as an adult, and I wonder what he thought. I think he has like hate and indifference towards him. I feel like he completely cut his ties from him, and I think he's focused on creating this new world that is a dream. It will be a dream, and people who are dead can be alive, and we can all just live there happy and not have to worry about pain or suffering or loss, sadness, all those things. Live in a fucking, what, virtual reality? Yeah, okay, you want to live in a virtual reality where nothing is real, basically, and everyone who is dead can be there if you want them to. Anything is possible. What would you like to simulate today? Oh, okay, you want your dead friend to be alive. No problem. Yeah, he was also being silly with Deidara. I can't believe that. And he was there for Sasuke. Sasuke and Deidara, his voice changed too. He was doing the whole Madara thing. Oh my god, I'm trying to, oh geez. And then when we met the Akatsuki, guys, I need to rewatch the entire series. I need to rewatch everything. Because then I can see it in the perspective, like with all this new information. Nah, that would be insane. That would be a massive dedication. I'm not even done with the series and I already want to rewatch it. But that's how good it is. And there's so many revelations. I totally understand why you guys have watched it like so many times. Rewatched and rewatched it again because, I don't know, there's just so much value in that. Wow. Obito was the first person that held Naruto. What else did he do? What was that act he was doing as Toby? Deidara-senpai? Who the fuck is that? Was that Obito? That is so bizarre. That was when he lost it. What was he drinking? What kind of traumatic phase in life was that, Obito? That's so funny. And he was pretending to be Madara the entire time, and then he was Toby, and then he switched back to Madara. Now, cat's out of the bag. I don't know. But it's all out there now. It's all out in the open. I can't believe the reveal happens in front of Kakashi. With Guy and Kakashi and Naruto. It wasn't with any other character. Kakashi was there. So good. I'm just a schoolgirl in love with her senpai. It was the wildest thing he did. He did say that, didn't he? Obito, what the fuck? I need a Toby compilation of him just being like, Deidara-senpai? And narrating the whole thing. The whack-a-mole. And that was the moment where he switched up the voice. That was wild. In front of all those characters. I need to process this. Toby is Obito. Madara. He wasn't Madara either. The real Madara's back. Everything we learned about their relationship. I'm so glad that I know that now. I need a meal. I feel like I'm on empty, to be honest. Oh my god, all the paragraphs that you've all prepared. Whoa! Whoa! I should rewatch the episode where Toby meets Kisame. Well, isn't that the moment where he revealed to Kisame? Or maybe that's not the moment where they meet. I don't know. He knew that he was Madara. Didn't he say like former Mizukage? That moment? Or is it a different moment? A different Toby moment? I'm in hell. Truly. I do think that Obito was in hell. The title of that episode could not be more fitting. Obito went from a normal kid to a serial killer in like 15 minutes. Yeah, he completely fucking snapped. Guys, thank you so much. You're all so sweet. Why do you suppose Obito left Kakashi alive? On that one, I don't know. You know, I thought it was interesting that he passed through him because he just awoke his mango. And I was wondering in that moment, because then he also went to go touch her face and then he couldn't. And then he turned it off and then he was able to hold her, which was devastating. But maybe he didn't learn yet how to turn it off because he literally just awoke. As far as what was my favorite scene of the stream, I don't know. I don't know, man. I think it might be the whole reveal. The buildup was incredible. And then to suddenly go into bum, ba-da-da-da-dum, like with the flashback was wild. And then I think also when Obito just snapped, the I'm in hell moment. All of the half frame shots today of Obito and Kakashi's eyes were insane. Yeah. Yep. It was so good. Yeah, and when Obito was under the rock, he also said something like, I will see the future through your eyes. Yeah, I remember that. He was like, let me like protect you in that way by helping you see. Who are my favorite Naruto characters? I can't. Yo, I really can't answer that. Especially because it's constantly changing. I mean, some of my favorite characters in no order in particular would be Naruto, Sasuke, Gaara, Kakashi, Shikamaru, Itachi, Lee, Tenten. I might add Obito, I think. Because as a villain, I mean, like, Madara, I've been saying he's probably one of, like, the best villains I've ever come across. But there's something about Obito that it's just so insane. Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out because I just learned so much between Obito and Madara, Jiraiya. Wait, how many? Minato. Yes. I was covering the children. Kushina. Yeah. What is that, 10? There, I gave you 10. Basically all the kids and some grown-ups. Yeah, you know how I go. Because they're all my children. And then, well, the thing is that I said in OG Naruto, and then when I was starting Shippuden, oh, and I didn't even mention Day Daddy, but when I started Shippuden, I remember saying, I really want to get to know the characters, like the adult characters, because we focused quite a lot on all of the kids in the anime, Shippuden, and WoW. I'm gonna have to update some of my backgrounds. One of my desktop backgrounds running as babies. That's for my phone. Isn't that cute? Isn't that photo adorable? My home screen is a photo of nature. That's when I touch grass, is when I look at my phone screen.
So this is the Prime Minister of the UK. I know you're worried about the level of illegal migration into this country. Digital ID is another measure to make it tougher to work illegally here, making our borders more secure. The UK is now actually pushing digital ID. I said it was going to take like a couple of years. It turns out it didn't even take a couple of months.
Well, folks, it looks like the conspiracy theorists were right yet again, because just a couple of days ago, Keir Starmer announced that we're all going to be getting a digital ID. Compulsory, not optional, mandatory. You must have one. And maybe you're thinking, well, this doesn't sound too bad, because I'm kind of used to having things on my phone by now. You know, my debit cards, my credit cards, my boarding pass to get on a flight. And after all,
this is going to be completely normalized across Western countries in probably 5 years. I know some people are saying that they won't use it. I think that the amount of people that are saying that and the amount of people that will actually do it will be a very different number. Because once people start experiencing inconveniences because they're not complying with this feature, and once there are punishments and things like that for not complying with it, people will immediately start doing it.
Keir has promised that this
What are your thoughts on the Mark of the Beast? I don't think this is the Mark of the Beast. It's an ID. It's just simply not the Mark of the Beast. I mean, like, I understand your point, but it's just categorically not that.
Only be used to tackle illegal working.
You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID.
Wow. That's a pretty big one, huh? Oh my God. I want to remind you guys that V for Vendetta was in Europe, and it was pretty obviously in the UK.
Simple as that.
Well, strap in, because this is the death of liberty. This is nothing to do with proving whether you can legally work. We already have systems in place for that. This is about the state knowing everything about you, all of your bank details, how often you've visited the hospital, your social media accounts. All of them will...
Realistically, the government already knows that. And I do want to say this, that we do have a false sense of privacy in Western countries. If the government didn't know that, how do you think that they're arresting people every single day for tweeting? Well, it's because they just figure it out. This just makes it easier.
Eventually be attached to your digital ID. The state will know everything about you, and they will be able to totally control you. This is a digital prison. Ooh, Lando, that all sounds a little bit crazy. I don't think the British people would stand for that. I agree. Right now,
they are trying to push back against it, and I think that people will they will effectively resist against it for a period of time. But then what's going to happen is that there will be a series of emergencies and a series of tragedies and a series of crucial events that occur that will make people more accepting of digital ID as a way to prevent future tragedies and future catastrophes from happening. That's what I think is going to happen. I think, again, like the best example that I can use is the Patriot Act, right? I think that we can always, you know, go back to that. And I think this is going to follow a similar paradigm.
They wouldn't, but this will take place over 10, 15, 20 years. More and more things will start getting added to your digital ID. Eventually, it'll be your bank account, then it'll be your social media accounts, and every single time, there'll be an excuse from the government about why this needs...
South Korea already has this.
To be added. Or we need to tackle fraud. Or we need to tackle social media misinformation and hate speech. Everything will get attached to your digital ID, and the state will know everything about you over a long period of time. I'm not saying this happens straight away, but this is the first step. And we simply cannot stand for it.
Yeah, it will be like boiling a frog, where you don't even know that you're getting cooked until you've already been cooked.
I know as well there's going to be people out there saying,
I think a great example of that is cameras everywhere. The ubiquitous nature of cameras now, I think that like in the 90s and the 2000s, people were like paranoid about that. Like, oh, there's cameras everywhere. But now people have just accepted it as a natural reality. And birds, true.
I trust the government, which honestly is kind of an insane position with everything we've seen over the past 15, 20 years. But okay, you trust the government. You trust Keir Starmer. Do you trust the next government? What's going to be Nigel Farage? Do you trust the government in 15 years or in 20 years' time to have total knowledge and total control over you? Do you trust them? If you're saying yes, you're an idiot because you don't even know what that government could look like.
In my opinion, and this might be an unpopular opinion, I think digital ID is inevitable, but digital ID and people's worry about it is a symptom and not a disease. The disease effectively are the laws that digital ID will make it easier to enforce. So what I mean by that is that the real issue is that, you know, for example, digital ID isn't going to stop somebody from saying that I like ice cream. It is going to stop somebody from saying something that could go against the UK speech laws, for example. So really the focus should not be, because I do, and if you want to fight and resist against digital ID, I respect you, more power to you. I think it's completely inevitable and there's nothing you can do to stop it. Sorry, that's my opinion. That being said, I do think that there's
That is the raw, unchecked power governments can wield when given the tools, and digital ID hands them the sharpest blade possible.
That's also, I think that's a very good metaphor to use, because they can already do all the things that they can do with digital ID without digital ID. Digital ID just makes it easier for them to do them. Digital ID does not add in a new tool, and it does not increase the amount of ways that the government can, like, control you. It only gives the existing ways an easier path to doing it, basically.
It paves the way for far worse down the line, doesn't it? One authoritarian regime later, and you, your children, and their children could face being sent to camps based on ethnicity, political views, religion, or even health status, as we've already seen. But why stop there?
I mean, I think there's a degree of fear-mongering here, but there's also a degree of truth.
Not seamlessly link your social media profiles, algorithmically scoring your influence and loyalty to the government.
I want you to think about China for a second. China operates a social credit system. Now, the way that works is there are tons of algorithms out there assessing each individual person within China and how...
I'm not sure how legit the social... Like, I really actually don't know a lot about this. Again, I could look at, like, South Korea versus China. Both countries, however, like South Korea had this thing where if you... They would do, like, a thing where they would check your phone. They could geolocate your phone during COVID, and they would send you notifications that you had to respond to. It was something like that.
Well, they comply with or resist
to make sure you didn't leave your phone at home and go outside.
The more you comply with the state, the better your life will be. The more you resist the state, the worse your life will be. The more that they will punish you. And those systems rely on two things that are currently being introduced across the UK and across Europe. Digital ID and facial recognition. We're seeing it everywhere, all across Europe and all across the UK.
And you can see digital ID will curb populism. And I think it's kind of crazy to me that they just come out and literally say it. They literally say that we're trying to do digital ID so we can stop people from having political viewpoints. That's crazy to me.
Both of those things are essential to bringing in a social credit system. And the end result is, well, the Chinese people cannot possibly resist their own government. Their government can do pretty much whatever they want to the Chinese people, and they will do nothing. Because at any given moment, the Chinese government can make life absolutely hell. Basically just turn off the taps for any Chinese citizen. Is that really the future that you want for Europe and the future that you want for the UK? Maybe you want to travel...
I definitely don't. I mean, I don't think so.
Somewhere and you're trying to book a plane ticket, but according to your digital ID, you've already met your carbon quota for the year. So no, try again in a few months. Instead, you try and get a few beers
I think that's very realistic.
From the shop because you're having a barbecue with some friends, but guess what? You've met your alcohol quota for the month, so no, you can't do that either. I'll just sit at home and browse Twitter and go on my social media platforms, but you can't do that either because you're locked out of all of them. Why? You offended someone. Come back in 2 weeks, but if you take this correctional training to improve your wrong think, well, we'll narrow that down to a week.
I think all of his examples are like 3 years away. Maybe the food example's 5. But other than that, I feel like these are really, really possible.
I know that this is a very bleak and dystopian future.
Yeah.
And am I saying that it would definitely happen? No. Am I saying it could happen? Well, it could happen only if such a thing as digital ID exists and it has these sprawling tentacles in
it can happen regardless. They can do it without digital ID, but yeah.
Part of your life. Well, not the digital ID, the state will control your life or have the ability to control your life and the rights that you have.
Do they think we won't revolt? No, I don't think people will revolt for digital ID. I know that everybody says that they will. I don't actually think that they will.
Access that you have to everything through this ID.
That's my opinion.
Do not give the state the ultimate power over all of its citizens. You will never be able to resist. Don't give the state that power. Expect that if you give the state a power, it will be used against you. Now, I know Keir Starmer's out there trying to convince people that this is some kind of plan to tackle illegal migrants working, but guess what? He's lying to you. It's bullshit.
Well, they're co-opting an issue that they created in order to push a degree of control. This is kind of what I was saying before, like, if you guys remember me saying this a lot, is that I always wonder if some of the reasons why the government allows things to get as bad as it does is because it creates a situation where people will accept the government taking an authoritarian solution to a problem because they're so sick of the problem. It's kind of like how the Philippines elected Duterte because of how bad drug dealers were in there.
Every job I've ever had, I already proved my identification. I show them my driving license or my passport and my national insurance number. It's very simple.
Well, you create a situation that people will solve with any means necessary, and then you create the means that are necessary, which are not in their benefit.
Already have systems in place.
Create a problem,
foreigners working in the country, they have to show an electronic visa. They basically already have a digital ID, only for the foreigners who have those visas. It's nonsense what he's suggesting. The people who are working illegally, they bypass all of those systems, and guess what? They'll bypass your digital ID as well. They'll still find loopholes around it like they do with Deliveroo, like they do at the car washes. And look, the government knows where all of these people are and where they're working. Go to any migrant hotel and guess...
If the government wants to invest resources into finding somebody, they will find them. I would say 99 times out of 100. The only reason why they don't find a lot of these people is because they just simply don't care. And it's not that important. 100 times out of 100? Probably, yeah.
What, there's 50 Deliveroo bikes outside, but the government doesn't want to do anything about it. Let me just put this argument to bed once and for all. How are you going to prove who you are to get your digital ID? You're probably going to have to go somewhere and show them your passport and your national insurance number. Well, guess what? If you can do that, you can already prove your citizenship. It's that simple.
Yep.
So when he's trying to tell you this is a way to tackle illegal migrants working,
well, it is, but it's also not necessary. There are already tools required to do that to begin with, and you don't need digital ID in order to stop illegal migrants from working. They're creating an imaginary, this is like an imaginary like situation where it's like, oh, the only way we can solve this is digital ID. No, it's not. There are a lot of other ways to solve it.
Nonsense.
It's like saying the only way to lose weight is to cut off your leg. No, I could think of other ways too.
knows where they're working,
Cut your arm off
knows
instead.
how to stop it, but they simply won't do it. Leave the ECHR, repeal the HRA, deport people. They won't do it, and that's the problem. They're trying to pretend that this is their solution because they don't want to deal with the actual solution because, hey, that sounds like a lot of hard work. Do not listen to Keir Starmer.
Somebody in chat said it's a solution looking for a problem. And I think that's a really great way to explain digital ID. A solution looking for a problem.
Lines about how this is going to tackle the illegal migrant crisis. It isn't. Okay, let's imagine for a second that my philosophical arguments about the death of liberty and walking into a digital prison haven't managed to convince you that this is a terrible idea. Well, let's look at some practical considerations instead. Estonia's digital ID system hacked. The NHS hacked. India's digital ID system hacked. Because guess what? Wherever there's valuable data, and this is going to be the most valuable data, there are people trying to steal it. I almost guarantee that will happen here in the UK. Another practical consideration, cost.
This happens all the time. It happens with private companies too. Sony, it happens with them, what are they, like, what's the quota for Sony? Like maybe once every 2 years?
This will end up costing a fortune. Just like HS2 was meant to be just a railway from London to Birmingham, high speed 2, 20 billion pounds or whatever they said it was going to cost. Now it's going to cost 160 billion pounds. Fantastic. And you're going to think, oh, well, that's because it's a physical thing that's harder to build.
What a surprise.
The problems with building HS2 did not come from the, hey, come on, don't go on the road. The problems with building HS2 did not come from the physical aspect. It was from politicians chopping and changing what they wanted all of the time, messing with the plan. The same thing will happen to digital ID, and it'll end up costing 100 billion, 200 billion. Who knows? We can't even get the NHS.
Imagine spending $200 billion on a system just for it to get hacked in the first month.
Working on one system. Why do you think you can build a digital ID?
It'd be pretty bad.
Absolutely ridiculous. And the final practical consideration, and in many ways this is actually the worst. And
Swiss have accepted digital ID already. Well, China's already accepted it. South Korea has already accepted it. You said Swiss have already accepted it. This will become the norm. And I think the reason why is that there are too many normies on the internet, and there are two flashpoints that brought normies onto the internet. The first one was Harambe, and the second one was COVID. And now, bro, like, it's cooked. It's over. It's finished. Poland too, unfortunately. Yeah, this is the way it's going to be.
Bit of a philosophical consideration as well.
Yeah.
What about people who don't have smartphones or who can't use them?
Somebody who's not a loser.
People who are over 65, 70. A lot of you are able to use smartphones, but you must look around at some of your friends and think, oh, you know, if you're 70 years old, you look at a friend who doesn't use a smartphone and cannot use one.
That's my dad.
So how are they going to have a digital ID? How are they going to access their pension? How are they going to access the NHS? How are they going to access...
Wait a minute. So you're telling me you're going to make all the old people use a smartphone in order to get their money?
Really given that much thought, but the practical considerations are one thing, but I don't want you to get dragged down in them because they are secondary to what the future could look like if we actually allow this to come in. And the future could look very bleak. Remarkably, this policy is actually so bad that almost everybody outside of the Labour Party is united against it. And I'm talking about Jeremy Corbyn, Rupert Lowe, Nigel Farage, Ed Davey and Owen Jones. These are people involved in politics on completely opposite ends of the political spectrum. And they all know that this is a terrible, terrible idea. It's the death of liberty. I will keep saying it. But what's that? You want to know where Kemi Badenoch sits on all of this? Well, she's come out and said, oh, there are arguments for it and against it.
Of course,
Kemi
it's the same with
Badenoch,
everything.
the Tories, it's just part of the uni party. Of course, they're not going to come out with a strong stance. It's very, very pathetic, frankly, to be sitting on the fence about this, especially since I imagine a lot of the people who are still voting Tory are actually a little bit older, and they are going to be opposed to something like digital ID, especially the ones who don't have...
I don't think that's true. I think that he's wrong about that. I think that older people will actually embrace the idea of this because they don't fully understand the context of how the internet works. That's what I think is going to happen. And that's the main reason why I think that we're going to have a lot of these laws, is that for older people, they're going to see that, well, I need an ID I got a driver's license. You probably need a Facebook license. Shit. And I think that's all it's going to be. Older people are more likely to conform. Yeah, exactly.
Have access to smartphones like I was talking about before, but hey,
I don't think so. Old people aren't all like this. I agree with you. I don't think that every single old person will have the same stereotypical viewpoint that I am giving to them. But I think that enough of them will be that it will be a majority.
Badenoch, the Tories, Labour,
and if it's not, all they have to do is wait to pass this until there's another terrorist attack, and then right after that, pass it. Then they'll all vote for it. That's what I would do. That's what we did with the Patriot Act. Never let a tragedy go to waste.
And let me just say this. This is a real truth bomb that I'm going to drop on you here. Real discussion in Parliament disappeared a long time ago. They created the illusion that these two parties, Labour and the Conservatives, were actually disagreeing or debating topics by shouting and jeering and personal insults. You know, whenever you turn it on at Prime Minister's questions, it's just, "Ray, Ray." It's pathetic.
Well, we have this in America. Like, for example, both parties unilaterally support Israel. There's not a political party that you can be a part of in America that has any sort of real weight to it that is a party that promotes not being invested in Israel's success in the Middle East. This is just like, we have this issue here.
But actually, in terms of real significant political difference between these two parties, there's basically nothing. They create the illusion of debate and discussion and difference so that you feel good when you go to the polls. But since Tony Blair, these two parties have basically been exactly the same. So don't be surprised that Kemi Badenoch is coming out with a very weak position. And actually, you know what? There are even people within the Labour Party, to their credit, I guess. I mean, I don't really like Clive Lewis, but Clive Lewis within the Labour Party has come out against this. He said that, no, this is absolutely terrible. A few final thoughts from me, because I feel like I've talked for quite a long time and this is going to be a long video. This was not in the Labour Party manifesto. Keir Starmer did not talk about this when he was asking for your vote because he didn't want to have people like me telling you what
because it's something that's not popular. And it's only popular whenever you can take advantage of people's fear. That's the reason why.
This is really about. In fact, a year ago, take a listen to what Keir was saying.
You have given us a clear mandate, and we will use it to deliver change, to restore service.
This guy's such a fucking limp dick. Like, it's amazing that he even got elected or anybody is listening to him at all.
To politics. End the era of noisy performance.
It's obvious.
Tread more lightly on your lives.
Starmer promised that he would tread more lightly on your life, but I guess he's changed his mind.
Well, no, he was only saying that to migrants.
Now he's bringing in digital ID, Tony Blair's wet dream, the basis of a mass surveillance and control protocol in Britain. This is the sound of Keir Starmer treading lightly on your life. Yeah, I don't think so. Look, what can we do about this? How can we stop this? Well, there is a petition. There's always a petition. It's getting close to 2 million signatures.
Apparently, it's almost already at 3 million signatures now.
I'll link it in the description. I do recommend you sign it. And yes, I know there's always a petition. The government always ignores the petition.
2.7 million.
However, because this isn't a left-right issue, and a lot of people are very concerned about this, if this petition manages to get close to 10 million signatures, which is a huge aim, by the way, I think that would be the most signed petition ever, then I think they really do have to scrap it, because this wasn't in the Labour Party manifesto. And about 10 million people actually voted for the Labour Party.
They're just going to do it.
If there are more people who are saying no to digital ID, something that wasn't even in the Labour manifesto, then voted for the Labour Party when they were more popular like a year ago.
Yeah, I don't know about this one, guys.
I don't see how they can continue with it. It just becomes very, very obvious tyranny. Like, it's not democracy anymore. That is just tyranny. So yes, I do recommend you go and sign it. Will the government...
I mean, you should sign the petition, right? I mean, at least, try to push back. I don't think it's going to have an effect, but, like, fuck, you might as well do something, right?
Or it probably if it doesn't get enough signatures, but that's all the more reason for you to go and put a signature there.
Mm-hmm.
The other way you can resist is just, resist. I don't plan to get a digital ID, and I think there are a lot of people who won't. And if there's enough people who just say, no, I'm not doing that, then the whole system will just fall apart. Like,
he's right.
What are you saying? If 30% of the country resist having a digital ID, are you just going to make 30% of the people in the country unemployed because they won't have a digital ID? It's not going to work. Similar thing happened with...
I don't... He's completely right, theoretically, but I don't really think that, like, there's a lot of great examples of mass civil disobedience like that. Like, there's activist groups that, you know, exercised large amounts of civil disobedience, like civil rights, for example. But, like, mass population civil disobedience, I can't really think of an example of that.
The vaccine mandates, by the way, after a while, people were just like, look, I'm not paying attention to this anymore, and the whole thing kind of fell apart. So that's what we have to do. We have to resist this. It really is very simple. Okay, truly, this is the last point from me, I promise, because I know this is going to be a long video. A couple of days ago, I made a video called Keir Starmer is Finished, and in it, I basically outlined all of the reasons that I think Keir Starmer's time as Prime Minister is coming to an end. I'm not going to repeat everything in this video, but basically, his own MPs are talking about...
I think that's true, though.
Getting rid of him.
I feel like
there's lots of
likes
financial scandals. His cabinet ministers have had to resign in disgrace. Now, there's a really cynical part of me which thinks Keir Starmer, or Morgan McSweeney, his chief of staff, so desperately wanted all of those scandals to go away.
What a surprise.
That they thought, what if we just put one much bigger, much more controversial, much worse story out, and that's going to soak up all of the headlines. People will stop talking about the 740 grand illegal slush fund we used to make Keir Starmer Prime Minister. They'll stop talking about all of the tax dodging Labour MPs and corruption scandals and everything else. And to an extent, you know, it has worked. All of the headlines now are talking about digital ID. So I would say, yes, we should be talking about digital ID. Clearly, I am doing it because I think it's terrible. But at the same time...
Digital ID is happening all over the world. I think that to say that they're doing this as a smokescreen for other problems, I think that there are always happy accidents that happen in government where they take advantage of them. But I also think this is a clear political zeitgeist that's happening all over the world right now. And it's not unique to the UK at all.
Go and watch that video if you haven't already. Don't let Keir Starmer and his grubby little team get away with all of the things they've been doing in the past.
Not mandatory, though? Oh, it will be.
I'll leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. I know this is going to end up being a long video. If you've made it all this way, I'm really, really grateful. Thank you. Hopefully you found some of what I was saying interesting.
Maybe you're welcome.
Some of the arguments, some of the points. And let me know your thoughts. I always read and reply to a few hundred comments. Can't reply to all of them, unfortunately, but I do read even a lot more than I actually reply to. So, yeah. Until next time, please do leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Peace out.
I think the big problem is the fact that the laws exist that digital ID is activating on. And I think that digital ID, this is going to be a very unpopular opinion. People hate this opinion. They do not like this opinion. I think digital ID is inevitable. I do think so. I think that there are too many people that are stupid, naive, and will easily trade away any degree of is that a spider? Any degree of their own personal privacy to have it. I do think that's true. But that being said, I do think there will be ways for you to resist it. I think you should sign petitions. You should try to do whatever you can, etc. But in a general sense, I do think things are going to get a lot worse with this kind of stuff. The government spied on people for a long period of time. Technology just does it on a mass scale. Well, and that's the point that I'm trying to make, right? Is that this core issue is something that has to do with the laws that the issue is making easier to enforce. Because again, in America, this isn't really as much of an issue because you have more freedom of speech, right? You can say more things that are, you know, like problematic or hate speech, you could say. But in the UK, you don't have that freedom of speech. And so really, where is the problem? The problem is the law itself and not necessarily the tool that they use to enforce the law. Because they're already arresting people for tweets. They're already arresting people for Facebook posts, etc. So digital ID is bad and you shouldn't want it. But at the same time, the real problem is the law that digital ID is enforcing. That's my point. Big spider? Nah, just like fingertip size. Not that big of a deal. I wouldn't worry about it. I've got 2 of them over there too, but I haven't seen any bugs recently. And because of that, I'm, you know, like I'm letting it happen. And that's generally the way that I look at things. Let me go back. I'll see a few more of these here. I think it's with the level of violence escalating in the UK currently, I can imagine it being overtuned simply because of how much people despise Starmer and his policies. Maybe, but I think also it's something that, and here's the issue, it's that it is a continual problem that will come up over and over and over. And so all they have to do is get it right once, and then that's it. ICE agents are jumping out of white vans to chase down and arrest Antifa members